We got to start with Luka, okay? So he had his first game back in Dallas since being traded to the Lakers. The Lakers beat the Mavs 112-97. Luka actually joined Wilt Chamberlain, being only the second player to score 40 both for and against the same team in the same season. It was an emotional game for him, Mase, and of course, a lot of others. So thoughts on Luka's game and then the Lakers beating the Mavs?
Oh man, like Killer said earlier in the season that this was one of those games that was definitely on the calendar, definitely for us looking forward to it. We knew he was going to go crazy. It was just a matter of pause of how crazy he was going to go, and this was one of those games for the ages. I didn't expect anything different. I expected him to come out and have a 40-point game. I actually thought he'd probably go for 50. He definitely got close to it. And I think with them winning this game, I think it was a game they were supposed to win. But for the most part, it had all the if I could use the word implications, it had all the implications of where he should be in the future. This is the way he should be playing, not just for Dallas. I would like to see him take this energy, pause, and this mindset and apply it to everybody. Just be on a tear with the league because of the way they dealt with you. Don't just deal with Dallas this way, but I would like to see him deal with the whole Western Conference this same exact way because he have the ability and look like LeBron will be right there with him. And I'm happy for him to get the win, but you know, a lot of people weren't present, so there's not much I can make of it.
Yeah, this is why the Dallas fans are mad because this is what Luca has been doing. I think that he's really just probably getting in shape this season because you got to think about it. When this trade happened, he wasn't playing. I think he rushed to come back and play for the Lakers just to be like, okay, niggas is playing with me. But Luca, to me, this is what he's been doing. We have to think about this. This is Luca seventh season. His first year, he's rookie of the year. Ever since then, he's been first team All NBA for 5 years in a row. This is why people in Dallas were so livid. This is why people couldn't understand what the fuck was going on. This is why Dirk Nowitzki went to his first game as a Laker, as a former Dallas champion and Dallas a Maverick legend, because they like, what the fuck happened? So like when 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 Mase is saying just now, like he wants to see him apply it to the rest of the league and the Western Conference. To be totally honest with you, he's just really getting back in shape. I think that's what he's been doing. That's why he's first team All NBA 5 years. A lot of niggas ain't first team All NBA 5 years. You got to think about who's in the league. You're thinking about LeBron James. You're thinking about the Greek Freak. You're thinking about Steph Curry. You're thinking about the Joker. You're thinking about a primetime Kawhi Leonard a few years ago. These are super duper nice players. Emerging SGA. SGA been there 2 years. Luka's been doing this. I think he's just getting his rhythm back as far as his getting in shape. You know, that was a big topic too. He's never in shape. He's never ready to do this. Yada yada yada. But I think this is what the Luka that in shape is going to give you. Um, this is Dallas's loss. This is Dallas's loss. And for those who like, well, it's not coming together so quickly. He's been playing about 20-something games with the Lakers. I know people want magic overnight and to be like, yo, why this ain't working and why that ain't working. Look, they're third in the Western Conference. I didn't think the Lakers would be third in the Western Conference this deep into the season. He's making an impact. Him and LeBron James are figuring it out. Not just LeBron James, Austin Reeves, man. Austin Reeves is really the last month and a half emerging to be that third piece that the Lakers may need. The playoffs are next week. We're going to see what happens when the playoffs start, baby. And ain't no denying it now. Everybody going to see what's going to happen. And seeding is very important. So this game was more important for the Lakers to stay in that third seed stat to answer the question. But as far as the game, yeah, he had this game circled on the calendar, man. You got to think about this. He knew when they was coming to the Lakers, and when they was coming to LA, and he knew when he was going back home. But yeah, I agree with Mase on that part. I ain't expect nothing less. I thought he was going to have 50, 55, 60 possibly, especially looking at him in the first half when he had like 22, 23 uh, early in the second quarter. I said, oh, he's going to put up a 60 piece tonight. But 45 was sufficient. And he did what he's supposed to do when he went back home, especially when niggas playing with your name. We got to realize this ain't the first time niggas played with Luka name. A lot of people don't remember or just don't know that Luka was actually drafted by Atlanta and they traded Trey Young for Luka. Now, I'm not saying Trey Young ain't good and Trey Young ain't nice, but he ain't first team All NBA 5 years in a row. And I fuck with my nigga Dice Trey. I call him Dice Trey. Son don't like when I call him that. So I think he's good, but he's not 6'7". He's not Luka. And this what happened when you play a nigga's name.
Yeah, I was
Watch.
really
I told niggas that. I told niggas to watch. That's one of those situations where we was talking about. I think Stat asked us last week, "How do you feel, Cam?" And I believe she asked Mace the same question when niggas be playing with you or playing with your name. And I said, "All right, watch,
Facts.
bet,
yeah, bet.
see what happens." Yeah.
Yeah, for this game to go the way it did was not surprising. I was expecting Anthony Davis to have a big night also because he's also a person that got traded as well. But I guess this is his way of saying this is the team I wanted to be on all along, you know. And when it comes to Klay Thompson, I'm really expecting. I'm not expecting Klay to fade off into the sunset. I was really expecting Klay to have a good game. Not a spectacular game, but if you know you're playing against somebody who's coming to play, you know they're coming to make a historical night, you definitely got to bring your game to the table. And just 6 points is I would like to see him at least at like 14, 12, at least in double figures. I mean, I don't think that's asking much.
Yeah, that's valid. Just in general, this game, it kind of reminds me of like, I felt like Luka got closure from a breakup, but got to like stun on his ex because everybody who was there for him, the energy, the tribute video down to him crying. You had, I'm not even going to say Mavs fans, they had Luka fans specifically there cheering for him for every play that he did. At the end, he's getting dapped up by Pat Mahomes, whole time crowd cheering fire Nico. Like this was just couldn't have been done in a better scenario for Luka, which was kind of dope to see because I'm like, he deserves this. Like if they would have lost, I would have been frustrated for Luka because this was the opportunity to stunt. This was the opportunity to flex, and he did exactly that. So just in general, and Cam was bringing up the playoffs. What are you kind of expecting, especially after seeing the emotion that Luka had from him in the next couple of games and into the playoffs, Mase?
Before we go there, I think it's not that much closure because Kyrie wasn't present.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see, after he get a bucket, then he have to guard Kyrie or somebody close like that because it could have went a whole different way. But as we proceed into the playoffs, I'm expecting Luka to keep this energy. That's the only way it makes sense for me because, yeah, it's one thing to stun on your ex, but if after you stun on your ex, you get broke again, I don't think that's much of a stunt, right? Because after you flex, you got to keep it up. Facts. So I think that's what I'm looking for him to at least stay in that 30-point zone where he stay that way for the rest of the season. And then coming to next season, they'll have a great team.
Okay, and Cam?
Mase, let me ask you a question because you keep saying that you want Luka to keep doing what he's doing and like he hasn't been doing it.
Yes.
What are you seeing from Luka that's making you feel that he hasn't been proving what he's supposed to be proving?
Oh, great question. When I look at Luka, I think he's doing a phenomenal job in the way that he's playing as of late. It's just when you get into the playoffs, this is an uncharted territory for him and LeBron on the same team. So, to keep that up during the playoffs is going to matter because it's going to let the Lakers also know what they have to look forward to in the future. So it's for me, it's not a matter of what he hasn't done thus far. It's just now we're moving from the time of good to great. Like when you go from regular season to the play-in to the playoffs to who's going to second round, who's going to third round, it starts separating the men from the boys. So that was a great question. That's what I really meant by it.
Yeah, I understand. That's why I was wondering because he's actually the Western Conference champion from last year. He actually was in the championship.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe a lot of the reason why they didn't do better in the championship, and there's no slight to my brother because that's my brother. I love him. I just think that he has bad luck against Boston.
Yeah.
I don't think it was Luka's fault that they only won one game last year because Kyrie Irving didn't play good against Boston in that series at all. So that's why I was kind of asking because Luka performs in the playoffs. I don't know the stat off the top of my head, how many points he has or something in the playoffs, but it's something ridiculous to where he's top five for the amount of years that he's been there. I wish I had that stat in front of me, but uh, this is a Western. He's fresh off the Western Conference Finals, and we know LeBron James is a four-time champion. We know they haven't done it together. It's new. They've been playing together for not even a half a season, maybe less than a third of the season. So that's why I was just saying when you was mentioning it, I was like, it ain't like these niggas ain't. Both of these niggas ain't do what they supposed to do in the playoffs before. Luka never won a championship, but I agree as far as the West being tight and he has to perform. But it isn't like we haven't seen Luka perform. But to answer the question is that we'll see what happens with the Lakers. I think that the Lakers have absolutely done a phenomenal job before Luka got there, and with Luka being there so far, doing a decent job. But I want to give a lot of credit to JJ Redick because we didn't think that JJ Redick, at least I didn't. I can't say we was going to be this sensational coach. And I'm not saying he's Pat Riley, anything like that. But having a Laker job comes with a lot of pressure, just being a part of that organization. And to be honest with you, I thought JJ Redick was going to be a tight ass pause when it comes to being a coach. We see a different personality from him. Some days he's angry, not angry at the team, angry at the plan. Some days he's cool. I actually watched him in the post game after that game. I thought he handled even the win cooler than what I thought. Because JJ Redick, when he's on ESPN, he just really seemed like an angry person. And I'm seeing a different personality because you have to deal with different personnel as a coach. So I want to give him a lot of credit thus far. We'll see what happens moving forward.
Oh yeah, when it comes to Lakers and Luka for the statement that you were sharing, it's just that how could I say it? In Laker Nation, it's not getting to the Western Conference Finals is not enough for the Lakers. So even though that may have worked for Dallas, Lakers is we must win it all. That's kind of like the mindset of that corporation, that entity. So the expectations are much higher, and what you did last year don't matter in LA. So they're just to debate that point, that it doesn't matter what he did in Dallas. They want to make sure he wins here, and he got to win now. And that's what I was speaking to when it comes to Luka.
I understand that, but the Lakers got one championship in 16 years. It isn't like they've been winning. The last time the Lakers won was in the bubble 2020. The last time that they actually won a championship out the bubble was Kobe Bryant and Pau Gasol in 2009. So I'm not saying that's not the standard for Laker Nation, but let's not act like the Lakers been winning as of late for Laker Nation. It's more Golden State Nation.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of Boston winning the last year. Lakers got one title in 15, 16 years, and actually that title was in the bubble. So I understand what you said because I agree with you. Lakers want to win. It's really not no waiting when it comes to the Lakers. I absolutely agree. But it ain't like they've been doing that of late.
Mm-hmm.
What you want, nigga? Everything, nigga, super size. Two Big Macs, like when they doing them 2 for $5.